language in early years is something that starts long before we are born. And if we can understand that, then how we work with expectant parents, how we work with the young infant in those first few months of life can really dramatically change their outcomes.
The impact of COVID within our school, and especially within F1 and F2, we found that their speech and language and their communication with each other isn't great. They're struggling to kind of express how they're feeling. They're also struggling to kind of regulate their feelings and manage kind of sharing activities and things like that. And I think that's been a massive issue for us and something that we're really wanting to kind of develop within our school.
The biggest challenges, and you will agree for both of us, is that the listening and attention was just frighteningly poor. A really big concern on baseline when the children came in and we were making our assessments in September. I can sort of speak on behalf of the F2 children, their ability to focus on the adult talking to them, their ability to actually stop what they were doing and then focus on you and follow that instruction, their inability to actually take turns and to wait, to know when to listen and wait their turn to speak, to answer questions. They would talk over each other.
We recognised that, self-regulation was a huge issue for our children. We'd just come back from a pandemic, so the children have missed out on a lot of education, and that was a real key area. All the prime areas, if I'm honest, were what were lacking in our children, and in order for them to progress in all areas, we needed that in place. So Helen came alongside us and I watched a modelling activity, and it was a light bulb moment really, and I thought, you know what, this is what our children need, and this is what we need to be doing. So from that, the hub was born really.
I think for us in twos, for me, it was really giving the children another tool to communicate, because a lot of ours are still, sort of non-verbal. So giving them the visual clues and the signing together, they're able to express their needs in a way that we can all understand. And it's just given them confidence as well that we know what they need and what they want. And they're starting to then build on the vocabulary. And I think the engagement in our story times, doing the stories with the signing, was really, really pleasurable, because one of our other members of staff is very good with that. But also telling the stories without the book. So we do the story for a week, and then we'll have the props, and we're doing the sequencing, and the children are paying attention. They're sitting, they're listening, and they're really enjoying having those props as part of the story, and realising that a story can be spoken without the book has been lovely.
Well, I think in school we've done a lot of small group project work. And Charlotte obviously has been doing a lot with that, due to being the SEND TA, she's taken smaller groups out, and that's really helped their listening within a smaller room. I think within my own room, just the way that, like we've said, we kind of interact with the children, pointing at the children and bringing them in, can you all listen, and using our gesture as well. That's really supported us, not only just the children but also the adults as well, just making that a little bit more interesting for us to teach as well. So I think things like that for us and myself, the gesture, the voice, all of that has really been interesting. I think as well, using the poppers and things like that, waiting skills, can they wait for it to pop? Now what are we going to do? The bubbles, blowing of the bubbles, and again, don't touch them. And especially for some of our really high SEND children who have got, a lot of need, that bubble play and things like that has really supported them.
The game. So one of the games Helen Bibby showed us was using instruments, wasn't it? We were so proud of them. So basically use instruments, and you're asking the children to focus on what you say rather than what they're hearing. So if you say stop, they need to stop, say clapping when they hear a drum being played. If you keep playing the drum but say stop, are the children going to stop, or do they keep going because they're hearing the drum? And every single one of ours stopped first time.
I was witness to it.
You were, and we couldn't believe it. It was fab. Every single child stopped, and they've been doing it since. And even since then, like the little listening intention games or the signs that they're taught in class, they use in their independent play, which is gorgeous. Like at lunchtime, I don't know what I told you this one, lunchtimes today, they were playing that game, so they were tapping their feet on the floor whilst they were eating their dinner, and when somebody said stop, they all had to stop tapping their feet.
What you've started, don't lose it. Keep it going, because you've now got a little bit of magic. And wherever you are in your career, some of the staff I've been working with are very early in their careers, others are more experienced. But it's literally, for early years, never forget, use your face, use your body, and use your voice as you communicate, and tune into the parent and the child's face, body and voice.